Alright everybody, I just want to apologize quickly before you listen to this podcast. When I set up to record with Mikey, for whatever reason, I didn't have my good microphone selected, and instead, what recorded my voice was my crappy built-in laptop microphone on my MacBook here. So, the quality for this episode is a little bit subpar to what we would normally put out, and honestly, I don't even feel that comfortable putting it out, but it's such an important episode. We did a live react to Robbie Eagles' debut. You'll hear it about halfway through, so spoiler warning, if you have not watched Night 1 of the Road to Power struggle, and spoilers are something you care about, then you should probably skip that portion. But somewhere in the middle of this podcast, we do a live react to Robbie Eagles' debut in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And the whole episode just kind of felt natural, and I listened back to it in editing, and as much as the quality of my side of the audio bummed me out, I felt like I couldn't let this episode go. I didn't want to have to re-record it, and it just made sense to let it out there in the world. So I do apologize for the audio quality. It's my mistake. These things happen. But, with that done, enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
Hold one, arm drag.
You're not good at this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list.
Oh my God!
Sorry, no speak English.
Dummy. Goodbye and good night. Hold two, arm bar.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Dummy.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
Hold three, Tomas covers, three-handle family Gradunzo.
Mamma mia!
And now,
Unchained.media presents the B Plus Podcast with your host, Greg Unchained.
It's me, Austin! It was me all along, Austin!
number four, armbar.
I will never retire!
I still got 200 more. I got 200 more holes to list.
Alright, fellow B Plus players, welcome to the B Plus Podcast. Today is Wednesday. You know what that means. It's time for the King of Sportscast. King of Sports Universe covers Ring of Honor, CMLL, Rev Pro over in the UK, and of course, the King of Sports, New Japan Pro Wrestling. So joining me, as ever, for our Wednesday podcast, Big Boy Mikey, how are you?
I'm a disgruntled employee, mate. I'm a disgruntled employee.
You're a disgruntled employee. What have I done now?
Oh, nothing. I thought it was just the topic of the week.
Oh, right. Yeah, so
Yeah.
over in New Japan, we're going to talk about that. I think we'll close the show with that. It's been
Yeah.
a quiet week on the home front.
Yeah, it really has. Action-wise, a little bit. Like, there's not nothing major, nothing
At least
huge.
in the King of Sports. In the whole universe, we do have a couple of Ring of Honor shows to talk about, but nothing major really happened there.
No.
And we've got CMLL and Rev Pro as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, in New Japan at least, there's not a lot going on. So
No.
we'll be doing some preview. We'll be doing some preview. We'll be doing some speculation and some rumors stuff, I think, is the best way to treat this week's episode.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit light on. It's still a few weeks away from Power Struggle. Ring of Honor's kind of... They haven't got anything major for a few weeks, do they?
No, nothing huge until November. So in November we have Survival of the Fittest. But yeah, so basically, if this episode ends up being a little shorter than normal, I'm still recovering from being sick, so that'll make me happy on one hand. But on the other hand, we apologize and don't blame us, don't at us, blame Harold Mage, like all the NJPW wrestlers are apparently doing. Let's move forward. Ring of Honor. Let's start with Ring of Honor TV. I'm going to run through the results real quick for Ring of Honor TV. We got a recap of Matt Taven attacking Jay Lethal after the Ospreay match at Death by Dishonor. And then the Kingdom come out with Taven in full regalia. He's wearing a purple robe. He's got the crown on under the robe. He's got the title. And, they have a go at Todd Sinclair, and they have a go at the crowd. And They declare that the conspiracy is dead. They force Bobby, the ring announcer, they force him to read out a list of Matt Taven's accomplishments, CMLL and NWA champion, or all the championships he's held, and it culminates with your Ring of Honor World Champion, and Bobby doesn't want to say it, but they get right in his face. They make him say it. And then they leave. They're happy. The conspiracy's over. He's the world champion. So I love the Matt Taven Kingdom conspiracy story.
Is an interesting figure. Is an interesting guy. That one, I'll tell you.
He is, and I've been gushing about him for months now on the podcast. He's really won me over. He's one of my favorite guys working today. So I'm happy to see him keeping him fresh on TV and just bringing him out for the angle.
I was gonna say, man, is gushing the right word for you this week? Haven't you been gushing a lot?
Gushing. I use that word a lot, to be honest with you. I've always used that word. Like, let's gush about this, let's gush about that. Gushing, yeah. Apparently I get wet a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what gushing is, right? Gushing implies a lot of water. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's just, look, it's a word. It's a word that people use, all right?
Yeah, it's better than moist. It's better than moist.
Gross. Moist. I'll give you something to be disgruntled about, though, man, if you keep going like this, all right? You keep picking on me for my words, all right? You think you're disgruntled now. You just wait. So then we get a continuation of Kenny King versus the Bullet Club. So he's already got a win over Adam Page with underhanded tactics. He got a win over, of course, Hurricane. Sorry, not Hurricane. He got a win over the villain, Marty Scurll, with underhanded tactics. And then he picked up a win over Jushin Thunder Liger. Not related to the Bullet Club, but he continues his streak here of trying to take down the Bullet Club by going one-on-one with Chase Owens in his American Ring of Honor debut. And then he fakes a knee injury and scores the schoolboy win, continuing his underhanded tactics. And the announcers are very sure to point out that nothing he's done has been against the rules, except putting his feet on the ropes against Marty Scurll. But in his Jushin Thunder Liger match, in his Chase Owens match, he didn't break any rules. He's just, kind of being sneaky.
Right. Well.
Which makes me think, is Rocky Romero next? Kenny King being sneaky versus the king of sneaky style?
Yeah,
that makes sense to me.
Rocky, yeah, that'd be good. And yeah, Rocky is the king of sneaky style, so yeah.
Yeah, and I would love to see Rocky Romero back in Ring of Honor. I'm pulling on threads that do not exist, but Ring of Honor, I know you listen to this podcast. Book Rocky Romero. Book Rocky Romero versus Kenny King. I want to see it. Put it on one of the Honor Club specials, maybe Honor Rising when you have the New Japan guys there anyway, right? Like Sho and Yo are there. It's only going to cost you an extra $50 to bring him. Why not? I'm way underflating Rocky Romero's price. Anyway,
I'm pretty sure
Shane Taylor.
I'm pretty sure Rocky's technically on the Ring of Honor roster anyway.
Yeah, no, I'm sure he is. I'm sure he definitely does stuff with them from time to time. Then we get Shane Taylor versus Flip Gordon, but before the match, Flip points out that he beat Bully in a match that he made famous, that tables match, right? Because he beat him, but then Bully switched the bodies around so it looked like he didn't. And he asks Bully, what do you want? What do you want from me, man? Like, what do we have to do? Do we have to do a TLC match? Do we have to do a Las Vegas street fight, which gets a pop from the crowd because they're like, hey, that's where we live. And then out comes Bully, and he's gloating about how, all that matters is the W, rah, rah. And then, Shane Taylor slides back into the ring with a steel chair, which distracts Flip Gordon, and then Silas Young sneaks in and hits the low blow. It takes 3 dudes, apparently, to beat up Flip Gordon. I hate this story, and at the end of it, it just ended with Bully Ray asking him again, do you know who I am? No one cares, Bully. No one gives a shit who you are. Just go away already.
Years. But look,
I love Bully Ray. Absolute respect for the dude, but it's time. Like, he should not be in the spot he's in.
There's nothing wrong with him being like a booker for Ring of Honor. I think he's a perfect guy to be at the back. But I don't know. Like, even link his training school to Ring of Honor, so Ring of Honor he'd get even more amazing young talent. But like you said, like, the only saving grace out of this feud, in my opinion, from what I've been saying, is it's got to have Flip coming out on top, looking like I don't really think you can make a superstar from Bully Ray anymore. But if you're gonna, you got to try to make Flip look as good as he can through this. And again,
well, it's got to, right? But so far it's just looked like crap, and they've all looked stupid. But yeah, you got to think eventually Flip gets a one-on-one victory over Bully. Sure.
Even Silas,
but it's taken its sweet ass time to get there.
Silas Young should be looking like fucking gold out of this. No,
yeah, but he doesn't. He doesn't. I liked Silas Young more before this. Yeah, it's odd. Then we get a Briscoes promo about Coast to Coast because Coast to Coast are going on about being undefeated in 2018, and Briscoes are like, "Oh yeah, we'll end that for you. Don't worry about that." And then the main event is SoCal Uncensored, The Addiction versus the Young Bucks versus the Best Friends versus Evil and Sonata in a 4-way tag, and it's what you expect. Lots of suicide dives, lots of tope con hilos, lots of super kicks, bodies flying everywhere. And the Young Bucks pick up the win with the 5-star Noxa driver. So that's Ring of Honor TV this week. Main event was good, but it's just one of those things where it just kind of existed. The Kingdom storyline being pushed forward was good. The Kenny King storyline being pushed forward was good. The Bully Ray storyline, I mean, it was there. And then the main event was just a match for the sake of a match. There was not really anything to it.
What?
And speaking of not really anything to it, we previewed the Glory by Honor card. Now, a lot of these Honor Club events have nothing to them, really, to speak of. And this was one of those that just nothing eventful happened at all. So I'll just run through the results. Hangman Page defeats Shane Taylor. The Kingdom, that's Vinny Marseglia and TK Orion, defeat Flip Gordon and Cheeseburger. Jeff Cobb defeats Eli Isom. The Briscoes defeat the Bouncers, Beer City Bruiser and Brian Malonis. Marty Skrull and Shane Hurricane Helms is declared a no contest. Britt Baker and Sumi Sakai defeat Jenny Rose and Stella Gray. Bully Ray defeat Jonathan Gresham. Cody, Matt, and Nick, the Bullet Club, defeat SoCal Uncensored to retain their 6-man tag titles. And Jay Lethal retains his title in his match against Silas Young. And that's it. That's that. Nothing special happened. It was just, it was a show that existed for reasons. The big thing with Ring of Honor this week is we're going to start building towards Survival of the Fittest.
Right.
So you're familiar with Survival of the Fittest?
I am. That's mid-November, isn't it?
Yeah, so November 3rd it takes place this year. So Survival of the Fittest, for those who don't know, it's a 12-man tournament, I suppose you could say. Basically, there's 6 qualifying matches, and the 6 men who qualify, they face off in a 6-man elimination match in the main event, and the winner gets a title shot. All right, pretty cool concept. So far, they've announced Andrew Everett, who is a really good up-and-coming. Like, I like Andrew Everett a lot. His tag team with DJZ was really fun, and he just randomly left Impact, and I guess he's going to show up in Ring of Honor now, which is pretty cool.
That's good. I like Andrew Everett. I've seen a lot of his work in PWG and Evolve. Yeah, he's fantastic. If Ring of Honor's stolen him, so this is what Ring of Honor really need to do. They need to focus on
up-and-coming talent.
Guys from like Evolve and Full Impact and AAW in Chicago and all those sort of things that get these guys before. I hope Major League Wrestling do it too, but all these guys that are constantly in PWG, you'd know that they're quality talent.
Yeah.
Super Dragon doesn't book.
Major League Wrestling's basically become a lucha promotion, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's like cross Impact, cross lucha, cross independent America for some weird reason. But I liking that. But I think Ring of Honor need to concentrate, and Ring of Honor need to really concentrate on Andrew Everett. Everett is the perfect guy to get into a tournament like this, and hopefully they focus on a guy like him.
Yeah.
And
I'm not a fan of what Impact are doing with Trevor Lee, and I'd really like Trevor Lee to leave and show up in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
But
Ethan Page, there are so many good guys.
Well, Ethan Page has showed up in Impact, and it looks like he's going to have a good story. But let's continue down the list of Survival of the Fittest announcements. So, Jobber to the Stars, Colin Delaney.
Fantastic.
Flip Gordon, of course.
Okay.
Jonathan Gresham, who I would love to see win this and get another match against Jay Lethal, but he's just had one. But seriously, that was a star-making performance. So the next one on the list is the probable winner, I would say. He's probably the favorite to win it. The villain, Marty Skrull.
Okay, yep, fair enough.
Hot sauce. Tracy Williams.
Ooh, really? See, there's another one. Man, that is awesome. Tracy Williams is another awesome involved guy. I love Tracy Williams. He's fantastic.
Yeah. He's one that doesn't get talked about a lot, but he's pretty decent. And making his Ring of Honor debut, as far as I'm aware, PJ Black.
Interesting. I like that.
PJ Black, of course, known to World Wrestling Entertainment fans as
JoJo's ex-boyfriend. the guy that treated JoJo like shit on the first episode of Total Divas. Justin Gabriel.
Wait, did he really? I don't recall that.
Yeah, I think it's like the first couple of episodes. Like she goes on a date with him or something. He's spotted with another girl or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, so Justin Gabriel, of course. But yeah, JoJo's ex-boyfriend. Nice. Well played. I didn't expect that.
But honestly,
that's the only 7 people announced so far.
Yeah, sweet. Well, look, I'm going to say this. Survival of the Fittest is one of those tournaments. It's not exactly like, doesn't mean exactly you're going to make it in the world if you win this tournament. Like, that's not what Ring of Honor are trying to do. But if you think of some of the past winners, Bryan Danielson, Roddy Strong, Chris Hero, Tyler Black, Elgin, Jay Lethal, Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, last year Punishment Martinez, where are half of these guys? They're all playing the big leagues and taking blood money. No, they're all in the big leagues. Like, if you win a tournament like this, it just puts an eye on you, and it's actually genuinely an important tournament in my opinion, because that list of winners is just, that's like Ring of Honor Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, especially with Punishment Martinez winning it last year, and now he's signed to WWE. Like, that's the year. So,
yeah.
I can see someone like a Gresham ending up in WWE within a year. I can see it.
I think Gresham's probably too small. What is he, like 5'0"?
Yeah, but they don't do that anymore. They used to.
I don't know. I think he might be too. Although, I mean, Leo Rush is there.
Yeah, exactly. Leo Rush has broken every single boundary for every single human being now. So.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
Yeah.
You want to hope so. And the last big piece of news for Ring of Honor before we move on. Ring of Honor Global Wars Tour takes place November 7th to 11th. Sorry, actually 2 pieces of news. November 7th to 11th is the Global Wars Tour. And they've announced their first talent. Did you see this?
No, I haven't. Sorry.
Naito returns to America with Ring of Honor for Global Wars, and that's November 7th to 11th. That one takes place.
I like that. Interesting.
Yeah. And the last thing is Honor Club will be streaming the Jericho Cruise matches on November 3rd.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, woohoo! We get to see them.
Yeah,
we do.
So did you say that's November 3rd? The Jericho Cruise is November 3rd, right?
Yeah, that's when it releases on Fight TV and also Honor Club.
Right.
The cruise itself actually takes place October 26th to 31st or something like that.
Okay, because that just had me just had me worried. I'm like, I kind of thought for a second it was going to be live on that day, and I was like, that is also Survival of the Fittest and Power Struggle Day on the same day. So
yeah, no, it's it's not live. Those talents will be elsewhere. It's just that's when it's going to stream,
exactly.
Which is an odd choice, but it will also go on demand.
Yeah,
of course.
beautiful.
So,
well, let's get on a flight from Vegas. You said they were, weren't they, this week? Let's get on a flight from Vegas and fly south to Arena, Mexico for some.
You can do it in a car.
You can do it in a car. Of course,
you can go Vegas to Mexico City in a car. It'll take you 8-9 hours, which for Americans, they're like, oh man, an 8-hour drive? Are you kidding? Oh, I can't do an 8-hour drive. 8-hour drive is nothing for us.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
you have to drive 8 hours to get to my neighbor's house out in the outback. I exaggerate, but I did used to live in Kapunda, where it was a bit of a drive to get to anywhere. So
fair enough.
I'm exaggerating, but it does exist.
Yeah, true. But then again, there's anyway. All right, let's get into Super Friday from Arena, Mexico. Let me just run through the results, and then I'll
I just want you to know that was highly offensive.
What?
Your accent.
Really? Arena, Mexico. It's offensive. I was being excited.
Cultural appropriation, my friend.
Well, it's better than me saying, let's go to the CMLL Super Viewers, mate. All right, hero. No.
That's much better. I feel far more comfortable.
All right, Cobble. Let's go review the Mexico City show.
Head to Mexico, yeah.
Yeah, to Mexico.
Fucking A.
Yeah, go and have a taco. No, right, no.
Taco. Who says taco?
My mum. She calls it a
Some
taco.
nachos.
Yeah. Hey, would you like a taco? It's fucking taco, ma. Come on. All right.
El taco nacho.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So let's go to the Super Friday show. I'll just run through the results. Now, spoiler alert, every single match is the best 2 out of 3 falls 6-man tag match. Shocker, yep. I know. And every single result is 2-1. There was nothing absolutely different at all. Except for there was a 1-1-on-1. So that was it. Okay, so yeah. So we start off with Akuma and Kamora defeating Robin and Star Jr. Then we had a six women match. I can't even pronounce half these names in the women's division. I'm so sorry. So I'm not going to do that. But the Rudos team won. Then we have the tag team of Dragon Rojo Jr., Polvoro, and Templario defeating Odez, El Sabrana Jr., and Esfinge. We had La Bestia del Ring, Okamura, and Rey Bucanero, which is very interesting. I'll touch on that in a minute. Defeating Atlantis, David Finlay, and El Hijo de la Park, who we are all looking at for Major League Wrestling lately. Then we had LA Park and Volador Jr. and Mystico defeating the team of El Barbaro Cavanario, Hechicero, and the Criz. And then we had the one-on-one between Ultimate Guerrero and Michael Elgin, in which Ultimate Guerrero picked up that victory. A really solid card. A couple of weeks ago, I was talking about some of the CMLL guys. Sort of don't know whether they were just worn out from a busy schedule around September, because a lot of the talents, I guess, also do AAA, also do Major League, also do all of that. So most of them are pretty hard workers. They wrestle about 4 or 5 nights a week.
A bit tired.
At the moment, the last week or so, the match standards have gone really good. I'm just going to touch on a couple of matches here. The 6-man between La Bestia del Ring, Okamura, and Rey Bucanero. It's very interesting. La Bestia is Los Ingobernables. Okamura is technically the guy that takes in all the young Japanese lions on their excursions and turns them into people like Nato and Hiromu and Kawato-san and those sort of guys. Then they got Rey Bucanero, who the other day is actually very interesting. He posted a photo, I think it was on Twitter or Instagram or something. He had the Bullet Club shirt on, and everyone's like, oh, great, another Bullet Club guy. It's like, no. Rey Bucanero has actually technically been in the Bullet Club since, I think, 2013 or 14. He's
right. The forgotten member.
He's a forgotten member, but there is technically a Bullet Club Mexico. They just never kind of talk about it or mention it. But he was wearing a Bullet Club shirt, and he got Bullet Club got, oh my God, they added another guy. It's like, no. But, yeah, all 3 guys are kind of like, one's LIJ, one's kind of a New Japan, the Young Lion sort of guy, and then one's a Bullet Club. So, interesting. David Finlay's been chilling in CMLL for a few weeks. He's actually going really well down there. I don't know. Know there's a little staying spot for him. He can hang down there. I know he's needed as a take the pin guy in New Japan, but I don't know. I like it. And I'm loving El Hijo de la Park. we're all going to start learning a little bit more about him in Major League over the next couple of weeks, as I know he's tagging with LA Park.
He's got a tag match with his dad,
which is awesome.
Taking on the Lucha Bros.
And in the next match, so in the main event, I just want to talk about the main event. Speaking of David Finlay finding his feet in Mexico, I think Michael Elgin needs to stay there. And I'm not just saying that because, it is true. He's done in America. We've seen this. We talked about this a few times. Like he's all but done. There's about 30 promotions in America, all kind of not making the big time, but got Major League Wrestling stepping up. You got companies like Evolve. You got all that. Michael Elgin's not on a single card or anywhere. Cage, Cobb, all those other big guys, agile big guys. They're taking all the bookings in America. Elgin's done. Yeah, he's still good in Japan, but this might actually be his calling. This match he had with Ultimate Guerrero was nearly 20 minutes long. The longest match of the night by at least 5 minutes. Fantastic. Because Ultimate Guerrero is obviously a legend and he's solid every time. But Michael Elgin, he played I've talked about it in the last couple of weeks with Ultimate Guerrero. He's a heel. But anytime he faces an outsider, they are also a heel. So it's always a heel versus heel. Elgin, guys like Flip are a little bit different, I think, because he excites the crowd. Guys like Elgin, Taven, those sort of guys, I think, don't exactly get them off their feet in their lucha sort of way. Where Elgin, he played a better bad guy than Ultimate Guerrero. Like he just sold everything so well, and you've seen his matches against guys like Tanahashi, where he's like, he goes from 5-star Elgin, and then he'll wrestle like a Jay White and go to like a 1-star Elgin. In Mexico, he's a genuine 5. Like he won the.
He's just putting on great performances.
Yeah, I think. I doubt he'll ever listen to this, but yeah, Big Mike, maybe stay in Mexico. Maybe it's a calling. Maybe, there are Americans and Canadians and that stay in Mexico and, as a outsider, claim it as their, they always need one or two big outside Americans just to sort of, I don't know. Just in my opinion, I think Michael Elgin needs to stay down there. I don't know. His performances are just killing it down there, but moving on from that, nothing really exciting with CMLL other than that. There's some really solid in-ring action, but yeah, just wanted to point that on about Michael Elgin, and not just Elgin, Finlay as well, and Flip last week. They need to keep getting some of these Americans down there and giving the Americans some love down there. I think, Canadians, sorry, Michael Elgin, but yeah, that's about it from Mexico. So let's jump on a flight over to Brixton. I was about to say London, but it's actually, it is Greater London, but Brixton.
Yeah.
And this is where we're going to start off the New Japan news, but with a twist. So we're actually going to start off the Rev Pro news, but unfortunately the Rev Pro news is also the New Japan news for the week. So this past weekend...
Yeah, kind of, I mean, they share a lot. They do. This was a joint show,
This is a joint show, booked as a Rev Pro... booked as a New Japan Global Wars, but ultimately it just looks like a booked Ring of Honor card, which is fantastic. Look, there has been... I haven't been able to watch this. It'll be up on Rev Pro On Demand within the next few days, I imagine. Rev Pro are quite quick in getting their stuff on demand. But what I've read review-wise, this was a hell of a card. I've read that the arena itself wasn't too flattering. It was a little bit too indie looking, UK indie. So, but people like to have whinge at silly things. So let's run through the results of this card. So we had
Yes.
So we had Kushida defeating Curtis Chapman. We had Los Ingobernables Japan, Evil and Sonata defeating Rinkev, Thatcher and Walter. I can't wait to watch that. Like, I want
That will
Evil
be a good
versus
one.
Walter
Absolutely.
Evil versus Walter is what we call the ultimate hoss match. Like, they just yeah. Then we had the Great Okan defeating Rishi Ghosh. Then we had Tetsuya Naito defeating Chris Brooks. Had Zack Sabre Jr. defeating Hiroki Goto. Had Satoshi Kojima defeating Mark Davis. And just a little note on that, because I don't want to come back to it. It's not a big deal. I've heard a note that I've been watching him in New Japan as well, but there was people that were really impressed with Kojima at the show, and supposedly he's looking better than he has in a long time. And it looks like no, I don't know if he's going to get a big push or anything like that, but he's actually looking really good. So I hope he's back in the G1 next year. Maybe he replaces our old mate that he was in Block A this year. Anyway, we'll get back to it. Then so we had El Phantasmo defeating Rocky Romero. Then we had Chris Ridgway defeating Will Ospreay, which we'll touch on in a minute. Then we had Tomohiro Ishii defeating Minoru Suzuki for the British heavyweight title. So Ishii is now a 2-time Rev Pro champion.
2-time Rev Pro champion.
Yeah, big ups.
British champion.
The 2 Japanese wrestling for the British Championship. This is fantastic. 24-minute match. I've heard reviews that this was...
Yeah, the Rev Pro have more New Japan style cards than New Japan do in America.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's odd. It's odd.
In the international shows, the Rev Pro Global Wars, in my opinion, the Global Wars are fine. Even in Ring of Honor, I've always found their Global Wars to be fun. But the West Coast New Japan US shows are just not in the same picture as the Global Wars for me. I find the Global Wars just a little bit better. I don't know, but I want to touch on that Chris Ridgway and Will Ospreay match. So this is part of our New Japan news, but it comes out of this match. So this match was actually cut short a little bit as Will Ospreay took the pin. I'm sure, I don't know if he was supposed to lose all up, but he took the pin. Because he took a heavy bump to the ribs, and by heavy bump I mean I don't know how they officially announced it's broken ribs, but it's
a rib injury. That's all we know.
If it's broken, I don't think he'd be back so quick. He is off the Road to Power Struggle cards for the next 2 weeks. 2.5 weeks.
Right, but apparently he's still slated for Power Struggle itself, where he is on the card taking on, of course, Taichi for their Never Openweight Championship. So he just needs to rest up for that match.
And I just want to throw a little opinion piece in here, guys. If anyone that's listening, if you're a fan of pro wrestling, I understand some certain styles are not for everyone, and I don't know Will Ospreay's style. It's always a talking point. Like, there's always the people that want to keep mentioning Dynamite Kid to him, and it's like that. But don't add him, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on Instagram or whatever. Don't add him with that shit. Like, I read a post from him yesterday on Instagram, like on his story, and it just hit me a little bit, and I was like, perfect timing, because I want to touch on it tonight. Like, when a guy's down, like, he's obviously down. He's someone that he would hate to be missing the Road 2s. The Road 2s aren't important for Ospreay. Like, they've got nothing to do with him. He's not a Super Junior tag guy. It would just be a couple of weeks worth of mixing it up with Taichi and partners and that, just leading into their match. But he'd want every show. Like, he hates disappointing his fans. So I don't understand why fans are kicking him in the stomach even more, no pun intended. The guy's already down. Like, why keep going at him about his style? Like, I was reading on his thing, it's making him even more miserable that He's struggling.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We've talked about it a million times. We've talked about it on this podcast a million times. All pro wrestling is dangerous. Right. Yeah. All of it. Yes, there are extra risks associated with different people's moves and what have you, but why would you... I hate some fans. I really hate some wrestling fans. I do. I can't sugarcoat it anymore. I really hate some wrestling fans. And it's ridiculous. We do not know better than these people. I don't know better for you how to live your life, Mikey. You don't know better for me how to live my life. And damn sure none of us know better than Will Ospreay how to live Will Ospreay's life. Leave the dude alone. Wish him luck in his recovery. That's all you need to fucking do.
Oh man, you need to turn your style down. You're gonna be in a wheelchair one day.
Fuck off.
It's like, why put that in his head? It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. There's more chance of it happening if people are gonna keep putting that stuff in his head. The mental game for pro wrestling is so important. I'm not a pro wrestler. I've never stepped foot in a ring, so I don't know what it's like. But for me, from what I read from a lot of guys, is there's a big mental part of, especially, Will Ospreay is becoming a mega star. I know you don't take the PWI seriously, but he's ranked 12th in a Raw this year. And, that's no feat. That's no mean feat. He's ranked above guys like fucking John Cena and stuff like that. He's one of the top 20 guys in the world. He's becoming a superstar, and there's a lot of pressure on his shoulders. So why add pressure to his mental game when it doesn't need to be added? Like you said, wrestling is dangerous no matter what. Fuck, no one expected Brie Bella to nearly kill Liv Morgan on bloody Raw, but it happens. It's just frustrating. It's frustrating.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving on, though. Moving on. More results.
Fantastic Rev Pro show from the sound of it.
Oh, sorry.
What?
Are you watching?
Is it happening?
No.
Ooh.
Yeah. How decked out does he look?
I like it. Jado looks fucking terrifying.
Sorry, people. We are actually... We both have New Japan Pro Wrestling on mute as we're recording because we're waiting for Robbie Eagle's debut. We're recording this. We're going to preview Road to Power Struggle with the Super Junior Tag League, but this is going to come out after the first day of Road to Struggle.
Yeah.
So, but let's just tell the people what we're looking at quickly because we did just react to that, and I'll leave this in. So
and I know you're not a big fan of the React universe on YouTube and all that, but I definitely want you to leave a little bit of the gasps in through the night. Because, yes, whilst we record this, we are watching the night one of the Best of Super Juniors. Night one of the Super Junior Tag League. So you might hear us gasping and maybe even gushing like our feel, like our
gushing, stealing my word,
getting moist. No, but we may be gasping through the cast. Just very excited. We just had Jado walk out looking like a mean motherfucker.
Because he's got the bald head. He's got the bald head, and he's wearing a bandana with the skull, and he's got it's like he's got an undergarment on that's almost a La Parka costume. Like he's got the skeleton. And he's got the stripes down the legs, so I don't think it's a skeleton on the legs, it's the stripes. But what's he carrying with him? Has he got a kendo stick?
Yeah, I think he does, yes. Is it baseball?
And he's using the kendo stick like a walking stick, and he's got the firing squad tee on with this whole skeleton get-up with the bandana over his face. He just looks like an absolute beast.
Oh, God, and look who the referee is. It's Tiger and Tori. Okay, this is going to be this is going to be one of those matches.
Oh, yeah, he's taken a ref off. It's a Gorillas of Destiny match. He's taken a ref off. And here comes... What? Switchblade gets his own entrance.
No, I don't like that. No. Come out with your team, Switchblade. Don't be... No.
Well, and he doesn't wear any of the firing squad gear. He doesn't wear any of the... he's choking a young boy. He's not wearing any of the gear.
Ooh.
He's just wearing his Switchblade stuff, and so is
Jado. Rocky shivering at the commentary desk. Anyway, What?
Yeah,
Well,
that's what we're doing. We are watching. So let's move on. Let's keep talking Rev Pro. Rev Pro results. So we talk. Will Ospreay lost his match, and we don't know if he was supposed to.
I don't think he would. Anyway, the other side of this is people harping on Chris Ridgway about hurting him. It's like, come on, guys! Like Ridgway is fucking fantastic, and I really pray to God that one of the Aussie companies looking at Iron Fist, looking at World Series Wrestling, looking at PWA, look at a guy like Chris Ridgway one day, get him down for a couple of shows. He's fucking awesome. He'd really suit Iron Fist. But anyway, I guess.
Yeah, Aiden, I know you're listening. Yeah. Iron Fist.
Book it. Book it.
Chris Ridgway. Book it.
He's a British version of Hideki. Anyway, no. But yeah, awesome stuff for Ishii. Stoked that he got his title back. Don't know where they go with this. I'm hoping one of the Brits step up and be a contender soon. I'm not saying that it always has to be a British guy in a title match, but it's called the British heavyweight title. Like the last 3 defenses have all been New Japan guys. But I guess in saying that, New Japan is also having multiple Gaijins in the headlines, I guess. So it works both ways, I guess.
Absolutely. I think there's nothing wrong with it at all. Now, something else to touch on with the Rev Pro show. Did you see the David Starr?
No, I haven't yet. Got me in?
Because David Starr was supposed to have the match against Kushida.
Yes.
Right? Cruiserweight champion versus junior heavyweight champion. And unfortunately, he was in, I think he was in LA, or he might have been he was in Newark, New Jersey. And he was at the airport, and he got to the airport on time. Like, he rushed from a show. He was at a show. He rushed from the show. He did a live stream on Twitter, or Facebook, or wherever he did it. I saw it somewhere. And he live streamed. He was at the airport, and he sort of announced on the live stream he apologized that he wasn't going to make it to the Rev Pro show because he had a show. He finished the show. He rushed to the airport. He got there on time, an hour and a half before his flight, only to find out that the airline he was flying with went out of business 2 weeks ago.
What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, so they went out of business 2 weeks ago. They did not tell anyone at all. And so David Starr, like he, bless him, running around the airport for an hour, sort of talking to every possible airline, and there was no way he could make it to the show on time. Like, there was no one that could get him on a flight that would get him there in time. And so he estimated, like when he talked about it, he estimated with his booking fee and merch sales and all that sort of stuff for the weekend, he's looking at, being out of pocket $1,500 to $2,000 from this, because this stupid airline decided to go out of business without telling anyone. So if you're a fan of good wrestling, which, David Starr provides, head to his merch store on Bottom Line Merch. He's got he's doing some package deals and stuff to try to make up for some of the money he didn't get to make by going to Rev Pro. And, you get a sick shirt or a sick hat out of it and help him out, because, that's kind of shitty what they did. It's pretty ridiculous.
Who was it? Ansett? Yeah. Oh, Lord.
No, it was someone who went out of went out of business. So I'll drop some links in the show notes to his Bottom Line merch and his pro wrestling tees and all that sort of stuff. Because help the brother out.
Look, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it from the Greater London. But guys, definitely get onto RPW on demand if you want to catch this show. It's a pretty cheap price. I'm pretty sure they're $8.99 or $7.99.
I think
you get access just to Rev Pro. You get access to a lot of other smaller companies across the UK as well. So it is worth it. I know sometimes it can get hard to sign up to all of them. I'm currently not signed up to Rev Pro on demand. I will be. I really want to get onto it, especially for this card. But yeah, definitely get onto Rev Pro demand. But let's head to Tokyo.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Sorry to interrupt the podcast, B+ players, but I just need to take a second to tell you about Threadbox. Threadbox is a subscription service for men that makes looking good easier than ever before. Just fill out a few questions to start building your style profile, and from there you will be paired with a stylist who will send you new threads once a month, so you don't have to worry about checking the stores and finding new clothes. It's like having a personal shopper and stylist at your fingertips, and you just sit back, relax, wait for your awesome new gear to arrive in the mail. They sent me a box this month. I got a new pair of jeans. I got 2 shirts. You can check out the unboxing video on the Facebook page. And the best part about it is you can get in touch with your stylist by email at any time. So if you need new singlets, if you need new long sleeves, if you need new shoes, if there's something specific you want, you just let them know what you need and they'll tailor the box to your specific requests. It's a completely personalized service available on any budget. You'll always get way more value than you pay for because Threadbox work with all the best brands. Boxes start from just $40, and if you use our code, the B+15 at checkout today, you're going to get 15% off your first box. So what are you waiting for, man? Like, if you want to look better with less effort, head to threadbox.com.au and use the code the B+15 to get your box today.
And actually, something that I want to bring up now. We just broke the news on the B Plus Facebook page, and I want to break it now because I've got Jado in my mind because we just saw him walk out, and Jado is a big part of All Japan. But yes, Tokyo Sports Magazine has released the official news that New Japan, All Japan, and Pro Wrestling Noah are all going to be doing a all-star show called Pro Wrestling All-Star Battle in February 2019. This is fucking cool. Since I've been a full massive fan of the Japanese scene, I haven't seen a live, or we might not see it live, but I haven't seen a current all-together type show. I've watched some from the past on YouTube and that, but there are some dream sort of matchups in my head, like Kento versus Okada or something like that. I don't know what we'll get, who will be there. Still 4 months away, 5 months away. Who will still be in New Japan at the time? I don't think they'll use a lot of Gaijins or foreigners. I think it'll mostly be guys like guys that have had something. So I should say this is the 20th anniversary of Giant Bubba's passing. Giant Bubba is a legend of all 3 promotions. So this will be his 20th anniversary of his passing. So I'm going to say a lot of guys that had something to do with him. So guys like Nagata, Manabu, Tenzin, Kojima, all those sort of guys, they will be involved. Tanahashi, I'm guessing most of those guys will be involved. I don't think the younger guys will, but you never know. But it'd be very exciting to see it. It'll be something new to me as a New Japan fan, seeing that as a current thing, and I might have to jump on the Puro podcast, mate, and reveal the rest of the Puro team.
yeah. If you want to, I mean, I know we could definitely arrange something, but I mean, it's hard. Arn and I sit down once a month. It's not, it's never a fixed thing.
We'll get him on our podcast, one way or the other. This is going to be an awesome show to watch. Like we've discussed in private on Facebook, not sure if it'll be broadcasted live on any of the streaming sites or anything like that, but it will definitely come on New Japan World. I'm guessing a couple of weeks later. Like you said to me, the Suzuki Okada match from Suzuki's 30th anniversary outside the arena, that came about a couple of weeks later, I'm pretty sure, on New Japan World. So, but I can't wait for that to happen. Other than that, what other news do we have from the world of Japan? Do you want to touch on the Melt stuff now, or do you want to do the rundown of the Best of Super Juniors, or
let's run down the Super Junior Tag League teams. So if you want to run us through the teams, we'll introduce us to the teams, and then we'll talk about the Melt stuff, because that should bring us up to when Robbie has his match as well.
Yeah. I keep calling it the best of Super Junior, guys. I'm sorry.
No, it's
I
the
know.
Super Junior Tag League.
Let's call it
brother.
the best of Super Junior Tag League.
Yeah.
I'm going to get... No, anyway. Why not?
Why not?
All right, so... Now, this is the first time in its current form that this is a Super Junior Tag League. Usually it's just a single elimination tournament. But they turned it into a tag league this year, which I love. Late October, November is very tag league season. New Japan and All Japan, and that will get into their tag leagues next month. But yeah, so they've added as Super Junior Tag League, which I love. Which is obviously on tonight. We'll be watching one match with great excitement. But let's run through the teams that are involved. So it's 8 teams. And the final 2 teams, the 2 teams at the top of the leaderboard at the end of the tournament, will have their final match at Power Struggle, so which is awesome. So the teams are representing LIJ is Bushi and Mr. X Shingo Takagi. Like, what an awesome team.
Yes.
Not really a Super Junior, in my opinion. He'll do fine for the next 6-8 months.
Of course he is. He's a Dragon Gate guy. How can you not think he's a
yeah.
He's definitely a junior.
Anyway, moving on, we got the legendary duo of Jushin Thunder Liger and Tiger Mask. Then we got the team of Kushida and Chris Sabin. Let's call that Team Ring of Honor. I know Kushida is technically a New Japan guy, but he's a bit of a Ring of Honor guy too. Then we got Taguchi Japan, Razuki Taguchi, and ACH. 2 fun guys. Representing CMLL, we got Volador Jr. and Soberano Jr. So 2 guys that I watch regularly on Super Fridays. Can't wait to see them get into the action. Then you got Roppongi 3K, the winners of last year's Super Junior Tag Tournament. Mr. Sho and Mr. Yo, Roppongi 3K. I'm going to leave that team to last. We got the Super Junior Tag. We have the New Japan Junior Tag Team Champions, Yoshinobu Kanemaru and El Desperado, representing Suzuki-gun. And then finally, representing Bullet Club. This is fucking crazy to say. Representing Bullet Club, not only is Taiji Ishimori still tripping me out as being a member of the Bullet Club, Taiji Ishimori and Robbie fucking Eagles is representing
Robbie Eagles from Australia. Aussie Graps. 2-time veteran of the Aussie Graps podcast. And he's in the Bullet Club now. He's in New Japan. He's there. I've been following his Instagram stories. He flew out. He's there. He's arrived. He's ready. And he debuts in mere moments. Like, the match is any time now.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
What?
Oh, shit. He looks boss. Dude.
Damn it.
He looks awesome.
The reaction. Oh, wow. Okay.
Holy crap.
He's got the eagle skull. He's got the eagle skull on the jacket.
It's amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Wow. That attire is amazing.
And Rocky's pumping up his matches with Will Ospreay and stuff.
Yes, he did, Rocky. Robbie's life is younger than the career of Jushin Liger. Like, this is just...
Aiden's messaging me about Robbie's attire.
Shit. Even just the bullets on his belt.
Yeah.
That is the best attire I've ever seen him wear. What the hell? This is amazing.
So we've got Taiji Ishimori starting off the match. All right, Rocky.
Yes, you do, Rocky.
Rocky just claimed that Liger named the Romero special after him.
Yeah.
Here we go. Robbie just tagged in. Tiger Mask tagged in.
Robbie on Tiger Mask. I'm in a couple of seconds delay to you.
So you're behind me? Damn.
Yeah.
He's doing the no on the ropes. Walking the ropes. Yes. Holy shit. Madison Eagles reference on commentary.
Sister-in-law. Wow, I haven't heard that reference for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's insane. Good work. Fucking Kevin. How good is Kevin Kelly?
Yeah. He does his homework.
What about Rocky? Rocky's it's like, who's Madison Eagles? And Kevin's like, you haven't heard of her? She's pretty good.
Rocky, you know exactly who Madison Eagles is.
Oh. Ishimori saving Eagles from a surfboard. Yeah, I guess people were getting too into Robbie. They were cheering a bit.
We can't cheer Robbie.
Oh, isolating the leg. Brutal. He's a ledge. Amazing.
Ledge. He's a ledge.
Gimmick infringement. Oh, come on, that was a slow count. He hit the 619 to the back of the knee on Liger. It's pretty good. So what are we thinking here? Does Robbie pick up his first win? Do you reckon they give give Robbie a pinfall here?
For sure. I think Ishimori will get the win, but I think...
Oh, Tiger Mask getting vicious. Good work, Robbie. Robbie just taking advantage while the ref's back is turned.
I like the dirty Robbie.
Yeah. We're seeing slight hints of it. Oh, using Ishimori against Robbie. Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker on the knee they've been working over. By the way, did you see the picture that Jushin Thunder Liger posted on Instagram or wherever of just him working out?
No.
He looks fucking insane for a 53-year-old.
Wouldn't surprise
me.
me.
He still has a six-pack. Oh.
Woo! Ishimori just died. That high kick. Wow.
Oh, yeah, you're quite a bit behind me.
Yeah.
I'll pause. Let me know when Robbie does the chop.
Okay, chop. He's about to chop. Yep, he just chopped. Slides. Yep. Sniper.
Oh, he just drop kicked Ishimori in the head. No. That's not a good start to your partnership. That's it. They've lost. No, he kicked out. Tiger has Ishimori in a butterfly lock. But Robbie, he got to the ropes. Robbie was holding back Liger, it looked like, potentially. But
yeah. Fuck his gold. So quick.
Yeah. Oh, Taiji Ishimori has to be like one of the quickest guys in wrestling today.
Yeah.
Like, I think he and Leo Rush could put on a match that you just wouldn't be able to see. It would be imperceptible to the naked eye.
Oh, yeah. Oh!
Robbie with the knife edge chop. Damn right he's looking confident, Rocky. He's Robbie fucking Eagles.
0-1-12.
Robbie to eat the pin. Oh, he kicked out. He kicked out of Liger's powerbomb.
Wow.
Oh, here we go. Ishimori just pulled out Tiger Mask. No. Oh, Liger rolled him up, but he kicked out. Robbie keeps kicking out. He's kicking out of a lot of offense here, so...
Yeah.
It's a good look. Good look. Yes! Springboard seated senton. Taiji Ishimori. Oh! Running knee strike from Robbie onto Liger. Ishimori to the outside with Tiger Mask.
What are we getting?
He's got him in his sights. He's taken his time, though. He hit it. I don't even know what he calls that, to be honest with you.
I saw a name for it earlier.
450 on the leg. He's got it. Is he going to tap out Liger?
This is what he did to Ospreay.
Is he going to tap out Liger in his first match? Taiji has Tiger Mask on the side. He tapped!
Yes!
Liger tapped! Holy crap! Insane! Holy shit! Holy shit!
Robbie just made Jushin Thunder Liger tap.
In his New Japan debut. Fucking hell.
Oh my god.
That is incredible. What a debut.
So many pro wrestling emotions right now. Wow. Incredible.
That's insane. I'm just tweeting about it because I can't let that one go.
No.
Well, I think there's only one thing to say, really. Robbie.
I. Oh my god, I've got it on pause. I'm gonna watch that match again and again.
It's a shame that we weren't able to get it working. I wanted to live stream that to Facebook.
Oh my god.
Oh well, I tried. It's going to make it on the podcast. So
Yeah,
I did try to get us
that.
live streaming, but I couldn't figure it out in time, guys. So I couldn't figure out how to live stream the two screens because I got to get. So if anyone knows how to live stream a Skype call, right, so that I can have my face and Mikey's face, and we can live react to Robbie Eagles matches on Facebook, that'd be amazing if anyone can help me out with that. I've got OBS.
Yeah.
So anyone listening to this, if you know how to use OBS and you want to help a brother out, hit me up in the DMs because I really would have liked for that to be live because that was incredible. Watching Robbie Eagles win in that fashion in his first match in New Japan. Congratulations, Robbie Eagles.
Congratulations, buddy. Oh my god, Robbie. That's the way that you beat Ospreay at PWA in August, and you just did it to Liga. Oh my god.
And the whole world knows now what we already knew. That Robbie Eagles is a motherfucking star.
Hashtag you just fucking conquered.
Yes.
Holy shit.
So I'm just going to take a screenshot for the Facebook. Fuck the spoiler rule. Robbie Eagles just won his first New Japan match.
Yep.
Yeah, fair to say.
He's a BCOG. Fuck him.
Fuck him. So that's 2 points. 2 points for the BCOGs in the Junior Tag League.
Yeah. Which is fantastic. So, yeah. We hit the news about the Best of Super Junior. I keep calling the Best of Super Junior. We just hit the news about the Super Junior Tag Tournament.
Right, so we talked about who was in it, but we haven't given our predictions yet. Now, obviously it started, we're watching it live. Taguchi and ACH are making their way out to the ring now. He's still doing the rugby thing. But I think it's important for us to give our predictions before we watch any more of these matches. So, who do you think wins the whole thing? Actually, no, let's stop there. Let's call it who are the final two teams? Who's in the final?
Robbie Eagles and Taiji Ishimori. That's my emotional. That's a pick from my heart.
Yeah, absolutely. I understand that completely. I'm going to go a little bit more logical, but
yeah, well, that's one of my teams. My other, I think I want to go Bushi and Shingo. If we go Bushi and Shingo this is Robbie and Taiji would be fucking amazing.
It would be an amazing match. I'm going with, I think the final two will be Bushi and Shingo, who, for the time being, I'm going to call Bushingo. No, Shingshi. Now, that sounds more Chinese.
LIJ?
Bushingo. Let's call him Bushingo. So, LIJ. I think LIJ make it to the finals, and I think it'll be a rematch of... So the main event tonight on the show we're watching right now, the show that would have been last night for you, dear listener, is the main event is Bushi and Shingo versus Sho and Yo.
Yeah.
And I think that the main event of the entire... I think the match that makes it to Power Struggle, the final for the Junior Tag League, is going to be the same match. Sho and Yo, Roppongi 3K versus LIJ, Bushi and Shingo.
Yeah. No, that sounds fair.
Sho and Yo won last year, didn't they?
They did. It was a month after their debut, so...
So I expect Sho and Yo to go back-to-back, and
okay.
I think that they lose tonight. They lose tonight in the opening match, and then there's the comeback story, and then they meet again in the finals, and they win.
Yeah, I think so. That sounds fair. The other teams, I just don't think, other than the tag champs, unfortunately, I think are just fillers. And I mean that in the most respectful way. Kushida and Saban. Kushida's the junior champion. He's not winning tag league.
No, Chris Sabin is there to eat pins and
Taguchi
just to protect the champ.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Taguchi and ACH are there to eat pins all the way through. Even though, as Rocky said through that Robbie match that we're just listening to, 2 years ago ACH was in the final, but
Taguchi and ACH, I think, are going to be the lower pack guys, sort of like what Tiger Mask tends to be in the Super Juniors itself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Volador and Soberano, they'll pick up 1 or 2 cool victories, but they're not going to do much. So it's really down to Bullet Club, Show and Yo. So basically Bullet Club, Chaos, Suzuki-gun, and LIJ, the 4 major stables, and their 4 tag teams. I think it's down to them.
Yeah, and the only shows that you can watch live are the shows from Korakuen. All the others are going to be uploaded a little bit later on demand on a New Japan World. So don't expect to watch all of them live like we are tonight. It's only the Korakuen ones.
Yeah, exactly right. I'm coming down from that hype. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. You know what? I think that's it. I mean, we previewed. Oh no, we wanted to talk about the Meltzer stuff, right? Before we go.
Yeah. Whilst we're on the topic of Bullet Club, this all sort of ties in.
Yeah. So Meltzer's come out with the news that some New Japan talents are unhappy, and of course, everyone thinks that he's talking about the Elite. He claims that he's talking about everyone, not just the Elite. He's talking about Tanahashi. Well, he doesn't name names. Yeah. But he says that it's the top Japanese guys as well, by which you got to think he means Tanahashi, Okada, those sorts of guys are supposedly unhappy.
NATO's a name that I've heard.
Yeah, and they're supposedly unhappy with the new management.
Yeah.
What do you think of this? What do you think? Do you think it's a work? I think it's a work.
I'm 100% on the work bandwagon. I think this is because the one thing I wanted to talk about tonight, which it ties in completely with this, is the whole Bullet Club social media war. Nearly every member of the Elite has come out with their final Bullet Club style shirt, and every time that they do, Tama's right there for an Instagram post.
Tama posted his new shirt, and he's like, "It's not my final Bullet Club shirt, but it is my favorite." Like, he was just completely mocking all of their posts.
Yeah, and like the standard Tama, like, he's just killing it. He's so fucking awesome on Twitter. He's got the best Twitter game in pro wrestling, hands down. Anyway, and I think because now I've seen Tama go after Dave, I feel that now it's 100% a work. I kind of thought it was legit because the one company that I do trust Dave, my Uncle Dave, to have the right info about is Japan, New Japan.
Yeah,
he wouldn't play New Japan like that. He wouldn't fuck him around like that. No.
But I totally think that he would get in on the work. So
absolutely, he is absolutely.
I think that they've said that. It's what it is it's the Elite driving up their price tag. Whether they end up re-signing with New Japan, whether they end up going to WWE or whatever, all it is buzz building. And the whole thing on being the Elite at the moment is they have the clock counting down to when they're free agents, and everything about 2019 is where do the Elite end up, and it's going to be the biggest story. And obviously, when the countdown ends, I think it ends New Year's Day. They're probably going to announce Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Yeah.
And they'll stay free agents until March, April, when they end up with WWE.
Yeah. I completely agree with that. I have a feeling that Double or Nothing, I don't know when they would pull it, when they would do the show, but yeah, I agree. They stay free agents until after Madison Square Garden.
I think Double or Nothing has to happen in SoCal. Surely.
I'd stay away from SoCal. I personally would have seen, like, I know Ring of Honor and New Japan have already claimed it, and that's fair. I reckon they could have pulled Madison Square Garden for All In too.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you, but I think
it basically
especially
is anyway.
if they are going to end up in WWE.
Yeah,
especially if they are going to end up in WWE, I think the Bucks will want to come home.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah, maybe in Cucamonga where they live,
somewhere in LA,
no.
you know.
But
I think that Double or Nothing makes sense. I'm happy for them wherever they end up, to be honest with you. And it looks like WWE, but that's only because of what they're saying, right?
Yeah.
Like they're doing all the teasers on being the elite with the letters from Hunter and I don't know. To me, all the stuff in the media as well, like the stuff with Meltzer, like there's talent in New Japan. The talent in New Japan are unhappy with the new management. And the reason it comes across this way is because the whole thing is, the argument is creative freedom versus money, right? Vince offers the money, but New Japan and everywhere outside offers the creative freedom.
Right.
So if you put stories in the news that say, look, they're cracking down, artists aren't as happy, they're not being treated, because that was the line, right? They're not being treated like artists and athletes anymore, they're just being treated like numbers.
Right, exactly.
Right? And so to me, that's a matter of like, okay, so they're trying to put the story out there that they're not allowed to do what they want to do. And if they're going to be not allowed to do what they want to do, then they may as well do that for the most money in WWE.
Right. Yeah.
So it seems like it's planting that story to make us think they're going to go to WWE. So it might all be a swerve.
It's 100%. And, you know, like I said, Meltzer's not going to do New Japan wrong. So he's not going to be quoting stuff for fake on New Japan. Like, I know there's all the jokes about the Tokyo Dome, 7 stars and all that shit. But he does have a bit of an allegiance for New Japan. It's not a bullshit, and he does have a bit of allegiance. You know, fucking the Young Bucks have a special move named after him, for God's sake. You know, I don't want to put this in his head because, I mean, if you ever listen to our podcast, because I don't want him getting a bigger head than he already has. And I love my Uncle Dave, but he has a big head. You know, he's kind of partly responsible for the success of All In as well. Like, if he didn't challenge Cody over that freaking $10 or whatever it was, like,
yeah,
like,
oh, actually, there's something I want to talk about with Cody too. Cody has been talking on Twitter about wrestlers needing to band together because promoters are clueless. And it sounds to me like, and I think a lot of people are looking at these tweets and saying, union? Is Cody going to be the guy? Is Cody going to be the guy to say, look, we need a wrestlers union? Which, politically, I tend to not be a big fan of unions. I think they do good, but they do just as much damage as they do good. So I'm not sure I'm on board for a wrestlers union, but I think it is definitely something that you'd leave to the wrestlers. And Cody is definitely a rallying force.
Cody, imagine if the Bucks fuck, you think about it, Kenny has been using the words change the world. Yeah, true. Are they about to really change the wrestling world? Is there a chance that they can unionize the independent pro wrestling scene before that they get signed up to WWE? Like, obviously Cody can't do anything to do with unionizing WWE, but he can unionize, especially the Americans. There's different. I think it's hard because I think there's different laws for every country. You wouldn't be able to unionize wrestling in Japan the same way you do in America. They've got different union laws and that sort of stuff. Like, but he could do it to America. He could unionize American independent wrestling.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what that's all about. But I think that's really everything. That's really everything that we've got in terms of New Japan news.
Yeah.
The whole King of Sports universe. I'm still on a high from watching Robbie Eagles tap out.
I'm going to watch it again.
Sorry, guys, by the way. Anyone who's listening to this podcast, we didn't put a spoiler warning or anything. I'm going to put huge spoiler warnings everywhere when I post it. But, so sorry for the spoilers, but it's Robbie fucking Eagles. We're an Aussie Graps show. Deal with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Seriously, guys, get on New Japan World and go watch that match. It'll be on demand by tomorrow. Well, not by tomorrow, but
possibly one of the best debut matches I've ever seen.
Yeah. It just like you tapped out a 52-year-old god. Like, spoiler alert, I think I've actually talked about it a few times, and it is coming. I promise it's going to come on the website one day. I've been doing a top 50 Japanese wrestlers of all time. I have Liga in my top 10 of all time. Robbie Eagles just fucking tapped that guy out.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. So, I mean, there's no, I can't really continue talking because it's insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
I need to go celebrate with people on Twitter and get involved. And so that does it for the King of Sportscast. Thank you very much for listening. Where can people find you, Mikey?
At BigBoy_EST86 on Twitter, and at BigBoy on Facebook.
And I am at Greg Unchained on Twitter, at the Greg Unchained on Instagram. We collectively are the B Plus Wrestle on Twitter because wrestling wouldn't fit the B Plus Wrestling everywhere else. That's Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, you name it. We're there. Find us, seek us out, like, share, subscribe, interact with us in the comments, send us some messages, let us know what you think of the show. And thank you so much for listening.
Oi.
Hold one. Arm drag.
You're not good at this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list.
Sorry, no speak English.
Dummy. Goodbye and good night. Hold two. Arm bar.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
It's still real to me, damn it. Dummy. Hold three. The moss covered. Three-handle family Granunzo. Mamma mia! It's me, Austin. It was me all along, Austin. Number 4, armbar.